Non-destructive testing. This is normally called NDT. In process industry, we perform a lot of NDT testing. So in this part, we are going to understand what is NDT, what is its purpose, right? What are the international bodies and various standards associated with NDT. Then some kind of training and certification is also there. You can look into those also. In the second part, we are going to cover what are the various types of NDTs, right? For example, liquid penetration examination, acoustic emission, radiography, ultrasonic, magnetic particle. So this is the whole agenda of this section. So let us start with the basic understanding of what is NDT and its purpose. So let us try to understand the basics behind NDT. What is NDT testing and what is the main purpose? As you all know, in our process industries, at various stages, we need to understand the material properties of various components and or for entire process unit, right? So we need to understand the damage mechanism, whether it is because of corrosion or whether it is cracks, right? So non-destructive testing is one of the most popular technique. Sometimes we call it non-destructive evaluation, or sometimes we call it non-destructive inspection also. So in the end, what we are trying to perform is we need to identify the defects, or we need to determine few of the features of the defect, such as size, shape, or orientation. Okay, so this is the main purpose behind this. So now if you look at the actual purpose, right, we need to inspect the component whether it is safe, reliable, or cost effective. We need to take few decisions so that we can calculate the risk. Sometimes we accept few cracks, sometimes we accept some level of corrosion, but we need to measure that. To do that, we need to perform few NDT testing, right? And this is the overall goal. First we need to detect the flows, then we need to try to implement the mitigation processes, or we can decide whether we need to accept those or not, right? At the same time, those entity inspections provide historical data means past testing data will be there, so that we can determine uh, we can compare the current results with respect to the past performed testing. Based on that, we can always take a few decisions whether to reject it, whether to accept it, or how long this corrosion can be like accepted. So those kind of decisions we can always take. So this is something, there are few methods of entity testing which we are going to discuss in further slides, but the main purpose is in process industry where there is a lot of chemical are involved, a lot of steels are involved, a lot of welding is involved. So we need to be very sure that all the things whatever we are doing are safe or not, whether they can live for a longer life or not, right? So to perform that, we need to confirm that we need to perform few testing, that is NDT testing. If you look at the organizations which are standard bodies available globally who are involved in development and publishing of all these industrial codes, standards, and recommended practices, especially for NDT methods, and that too in oil and gas industry, those are the following list which it is mentioned here: the American Society of Non-Destructive Testing, ASTM international bodies, right? Society of Mechanical Engineer, ASME, API, AWS, NBBI, right? Then ISO, International Organization for Standardization. Then European Committee for Standardization, that is CEN. European Pressure Equipment Directive, PED. So these are the international bodies which are available globally. They give all kind of recommendation, all kind of methods for entity, all kind of best practices which are accepted globally. So these are we need to remember, these are bodies which are available. We can get a lot of recommendations from there. As we have discussed in the previous slide, that there are international bodies that are providing all the recommendation and best practices methods for entity. At the same time, we have accredited bodies who are providing the trainings and certificate for NDT, right? So we need to look into few of these so that we can understand if anybody wants to go for training and certificate, where they need to go, right? So first one is American Petroleum Institute, API, right? It is offering numerous individual certificate programs specific to NDT personnel, right? And these are really applicable in petroleum and petrochemical industries. Second one is American Society of Non-Destructive Testing, ASNT. It is again a globally recognized organization, and it is also offering the credential for NDT personnel. British Institute for Non-Destructive Testing, BINDT. This is again accredited certification body, and it is also offering the personal certification in non-destructive testing. ISO, as we all know, again this is also one of the recognized organization which is providing all the qualification and certification for NDT. Natural Resources Canada, right? This is really very popular in Canada, which offers a Canadian General Standards Board certification. Then TWI, the Welding Institute. This is again a very much popular organization which offers personal credentials through accredited CSWIP certification schemes. So these are the organizations, these are the bodies which are there globally available, and they are providing all kind of certification and training for NDT. So in first part, we try to understand what is NDT and what is its main purpose, and who are the international bodies and standards which are globally available, and they are providing all kind of recommendations and best practices for non-destructive testing. Then there are few bodies who are providing the training and certification. Those are also internationally accepted. In second part, what we are going to understand what are the various types of NDT and how do we perform those testing, and what are the various standards, ASME, ASTM and other popular standards which are related to all these NDT testing. We'll also look into that. So let us start with the second part. Acoustic emission testing. This is one of the popular non-destructive testing in process industries, right? A main basis for performing this is generation of waves produced by sudden distribution of stress in the material, right? So this is a basic definition. If you look at this picture, this AET system generally contains a sensor, a preamplifier, filter and amplifier, along with the measurement, display and storage equipment. So this is a typical arrangement for AET testing. Now let us look at the principle behind AET. If any equipment is subjected to an external stimulus, such as change in pressure, load or temperature, this will definitely trigger the release of energy in the form of stress waves. So this is something which is generated, and this is what we are going to record and measure with the help of sensors, right? So this is what we are going to do here. So this is the principle behind it. This energy will create some form of waves, and those waves we are going to measure with the help of sensors. So this AET is having a lot of applications in process industry. For example, we can use this technique to assess structural integrity. We can detect a lot of flaws. Testing for leaks also we can use this technique. Monitoring weld quality. Detection of active corrosion in the bottom of above ground storage tanks. Detecting creep damage in high energy piping, right? Pressure vessel inspection and leak detections. So these are the basic applications where we are using acoustic emission testing in process industries. Liquid penetrant examination. As the name indicates, some liquid is going to penetrate inside the cracks or irregular surfaces so that we can identify. So it is one of the most popular non-destructive examination which utilizes fluorescent dye, right? This is the liquid which is going to reveal the surface flaws and equipment which we might not be able to see with our naked eyes. also referred to as penetrant testing (PT), liquid penetrant testing (LP), and dye penetrating testing, that is DP. So liquid penetrant examination, we know this examination with three different names: penetrant testing, liquid penetrant testing, then dye penetrant testing. So basic principle, if you look at here behind this liquid penetrant, is capillary action. What is capillary action? We uh, know that during this action a process fluid may enter into the narrow gaps without the help of any gravity. So that way this penetrates into the cracks and the open spaces. Because of this, it is one of the easiest and least expensive NDT testing technique. If you look at the picture here, we just have to clean the surface, apply the penetrant, and after that we can easily visualize this, right? So this is very easy to perform and very less expensive, you can say. Most of the time the dwell, it depends on dwelling time, which ranges from 5 to 60 minutes, but there is no harm if performing this test takes a little bit longer time, so that this fluorescent dye can settle down and we can easily look at the irregularities, right? So this is how this penetrant examination is performed. Magnetic particle testing. This is again one of the most popular one non-destructive testing in process industry. Here what we are going to do, we are going to detect the surface and slightly subsurface flaws, and especially in ferromagnetic materials such as iron, nickel, and cobalt, right? The main principle behind, if you look at this picture here, the main principle behind performing this testing is, once the process begins by magnetic current through the component, right? First we need to pass the magnetic current through the component. Any crack or defect in the material, if it is there, then it will definitely interrupt the flow of current, right? This will cause magnetism to spread out, and once this spread out is there, this will create a flux leakage field at the point of damage, right? And if you spread some metal particles over the component, all these elements will be collected at single place where the damage is there, so that this will be very easy for anybody to visualize where the problem is, where there is a defect, where there is a flaw. Not only point of location, point of fault, but we can also identify the approximate size and shape of the flaw, right? So this is the basic principle behind this magnetic particle testing. At the same time, we have few limitation to this testing, this type of testing, because this is only applicable for ferromagnetic metals, like we have discussed, like for example iron, nickel, cobalt, and some of their alloys, right? The method can only detect the surfaces or near to surface defects, and most of the time we need to pass large currents which may damage the surface, because there may be some burning of test part. So these are few of the limitations when we perform this type of test. Radiography is one of the another non-destructive examination technique which is very frequently used in process industry. Here what we are doing in this examination, we are exposing the material surface, internal surface of the component to the X-rays or gamma rays, right? Then RT is often used to inspect machinery such as pressure vessels, valves, and to detect the flaws. In most of the cases, with respect to weld repairs, this RT is very popular. Then radiography is an effective tool that requires very little surface preparation. So this makes it very easy very easy to use, very easy to perform, very in short duration we can get the results. Many of the radiographic systems are portable, so we can directly use this arrangement at field also, and at some elevated positions also. So it is very flexible in that respect. Now radiography we are using since many years. So earlier there was a different method to use it. We were using a sensitive film, right? If you look at this paragraph, conventional radiography uses a sensitive film which reacts to the emitted radiations, right? These days in digital world we are not using these films, we are directly imposing the results on computer screen. Here the biggest limitation was in this technique, that the film can only be used once, right? And it used to take a lot of time to process and interpret the results, whereas currently in digital radiography we can quickly get the results on computer screen, right? And very shorter exposure time. This is the biggest advantage, because radiography we are dealing with a lot of x-rays and gamma rays which are very dangerous if somebody gets exposure to that. So in that respect also digital radiography is very effective. If you look at this scenario, here it is the source and these are the gamma or x-rays, and we are trying to get the image quality, right? So this is a test piece where we are trying to perform the radiography. So this is how actually at site it is done, right? There is a source of radiography and there is a film type arrangement, and this is the surface where radiography is performed. So this is how we can perform testing, and we can get the we can detect the flaws, right? Especially for weld repairs. So this is how radiography is performed in process industry. Ultrasonic testing is one of the popular non-destructive examination which is used in this process industry. The basic principle here is the usage of high frequency ultrasonic waves, right, to detect the flaws in the material. If you look at this arrangement, here we are inducing the high frequency ultrasonic waves. This will be stopped, or this will be reflected if there is a crack inside the material. So this is how these are interpreted on screen, so that we can identify the different frequency. So they generally used emitted waves into the material. By measuring these waves, the properties of the material and internal flows can be identified, right? These waves can be interpreted on a paper or on a computer screen, so that we can measure, we can see how these pulse is there, and we can see whether the cracks are there, whether the defects are there or not. Most UT devices consist of many separate units. These can include pulsers and receivers, right? Transducers, then a display screen, display monitor. So this is how we are transmitting these waves inside the material, so that we can identify the full uh, defects inside the material. So in this section we try to cover the basics about non-destructive testing. First of all, we try to understand the basic definitions, its purpose, then various international bodies and standards involved, then international organizations who are providing the training and certifications for non-destructive testing. In second section, we understood the various types of non-destructive testing, like liquid penetrant examination, acoustic emission testing, radiographic testing, ultrasonic testing, magnetic particle testing. So the agenda was to understand, to visualize the various things which are going for which are related to NDT, so that we can understand and we can visualize the things.
So see you in the next part.